Sit down and shut up.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give me peace.
Why so serious?
You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the trailer.
This is Sparta!
I'll have what she's having.
This Halloween,
You're gonna help us find them.
an ancient evil comes to a new battlefield.
Open wide, baby.
James Woods, John Carpenter's Vampires, rated R, opens October 30th.
Welcome to another installment of the Screen Squad podcast. On the panel today, like always, I'm Vinny.
Ozzy.
And Edgar.
And what we're talking about today is, what is it? Is it 1998?
98.
1998, John Carpenter's Vampires. An underrated classic because it's a good movie.
People are haters because they hate
No, when
James Woods for some reason.
No, I remember
think
when it
he's
came.
aw-
I don't
think he's
care
awesome.
about that. But when the movie came out, I remember when it came out in theaters, and I wanted to see this, and I went to see this in theaters. This movie's it's still as good as I remember it because it's not just your typical vampire movie. Although it bears similarities. I have I think I'm having a stroke. It bears similarities to Blade. It reminds me of the story is very similar to Blade. It's vampire wants to walk in the sun. That's all it is. What is Blade's story? Vampire wants to walk in the sun. Apparently
right.
that was that.
With
Apparently
Dorff,
that was,
right?
Yeah, Steven Dorff.
Steven Dorff.
Dorff on golf.
Dorff
Dead.
Lundgren.
Yeah.
Dead.
Huh?
What?
Tim Conaway.
Yeah. Is he?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He died this year.
Yeah.
This year or last year?
This year, I think.
I don't know. Some year. This year has been so long.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know
It
what-
has been long, but it also has been very fast because it's already October. Like this episode's gonna come out the second week of October, and
Possible.
possibly I don't know. We'll see, but
Maybe December. Who knows?
what doesn't matter. But no, yeah, it's
Maybe it won't even get released.
probably not, depending on
It's
how
going to be
bad.
one of our garbage
depending on-
episodes.
Depending, maybe one of the many garbage episodes. But we still put up garbage episodes anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're just called episodes.
Yeah.
It's called last week.
But no, so you do have it's a relatively small movie, like Vampires. It's not a big budget movie, and I think the movie, it benefits off of it being not super big budget. It is.
You could tell, too.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, immediately. Everything. Special effects. Everything.
But you got to remember, what movie was before this one that John Carpenter did was Escape from L.A.
Yeah.
And that one,
He was going to quit after Escape from LA. He was
Well,
going to retire. And then
yeah.
they gave him the script for this. And he's like, all right, let's see.
yeah,
Let's do it.
because that movie was so bad, and that movie was like 10 years in the making, and it took them 10 years to make or to actually get made, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
And
Just
it
the funny
merits
thing is-
it merits all it's the whole reason it merits the fact that it's that people hate it because it's such a bad movie.
But it's good at the same time.
Yeah, but John Carpenter had a lot of hits and misses, especially in the
misses.
90s. A lot of misses, especially in the 90s. But I don't think Vampires was that big of a miss because it technically was considered a success. It box office hit overseas.
Well, Gene Siskel loved it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even kind of even say that James Woods should have been nominated for an Academy Award for this performance because he's a good improver. Apparently, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
No,
he
just-
came up.
Watch Family Guy when he's on.
Yeah,
That,
he's funny. He's quick. I watched it with my son, and he's like, all I can picture is Hades.
Yeah,
yeah.
but but he doesn't seem like your typical hero. He doesn't seem like this kind of hero, and that's what I think. That's why this movie
Has a charm.
works. Yeah, because he's an old man.
Yeah.
He's like again. It's gonna go back to Blade. He's like Whistler. Like, give me a background story, a movie with like the prequel on Whistler from Blade, which is played by Chris Christopherson in Blade.
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
That's what he reminds me of. Like he reminds me of he's an old dude fighting vampires. And I didn't even know that this
I
one
mean,
was.
he's not that. He wasn't that old. Back
I
then.
mean, he wasn't a young
He's
guy.
rough. But,
Yeah.
you know.
He was beaten with the age stick.
Yeah.
But
him and Gary Busey were both crazy now, so it's fine.
well, I mean, okay, so if we go back and let's
I don't think
just
James Woods is crazy now.
He's a little out there,
Well, if we talk about the movie,
a little bit.
because I'm not
little
gonna
bit.
talk about politics or people's views.
Oh no! It's just random stuff he says.
Yeah,
It's like what?
I think
where'd
he's
that come from?
hilarious.
yeah.
Oh, I
Even
do too.
now.
but so I mean, if you think about the history of vampires, I didn't even know it was based on a book.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was based on a
Wait,
book.
is it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
based on a book, Vampires. But I guess this one was called John Carpenter's Vampires because he did deviate from the book a lot. Apparently,
John Carpenter's vampires,
Yeah.
vampires, blah blah blah.
he did deviate from the book. I think there's only certain characters and certain scenes from the book, but a lot of the rest of the story was kind of created by John Carpenter and like other writers. He took a couple other scripts
I
that
think
they had.
didn't James Woods write a little bit too?
Well, all the improv.
Mm.
So they were apparently everyone knows James Woods was hard to work with. He was a difficult person because he likes to improv a lot. And John
because
Carpenter.
he does read scripts for him.
You know what I was just thinking?
What did you just?
It's early. Shut up.
Carpenter and Wood.
What?
Wait. Are you
That
saying
makes
he's
sense.
Jesus?
Uh huh. So
They do thank him at the end.
James Woods is. Do they really?
yeah, in the movie.
Yeah. I'll give you that one.
He was
I'll give you that
he
one,
was like,
Padre.
there's only two of us. He was like, nope, there's three of us, and he pulls out the cross. Come on now, did you watch the movie?
I can't remember that part. Come on.
Yeah. So it does deviate from the book, because in the book, I guess the book's ending is that Crow dies, and the crew that he builds in the movie, they go and he gets turned and they have to go kill him. So
That crew is trash, by the way, because they get killed so quick.
yeah.
Well, they're drunk.
It was also a reason not to pay other actors in the movie
I guess
because they only had because this movie originally
3-day shoot for them.
no, this movie was originally gonna be with Willem Dafoe and Dolph Lundgren before it went to John Carpenter.
Who was
Oh,
Defoe going to play?
I'm assuming
Crow.
Valak or Crow, one of those two. I mean, I would have
think
seen
Crow.
I would have seen him as Crow. I mean, again, I haven't seen a movie with Willem Dafoe where he's an action hero.
No,
Is
but
there a movie? Name me a movie where he's an action
Boondock
hero.
Saints?
He's not an action hero. He's a cop chasing the Boondock Saints.
But he does do a
Yeah,
lot of
but I'm
action
saying
work.
where he's the protagonist and he's the hero in the movie.
At the same time?
those two guys, yeah. The antagonist is the bad guy. Protagonist is a hero.
No, I know. That's what you said.
Yeah, I said protagonist and hero plays this. I want to see a movie with Willem Dafoe where he plays them both.
I'm
Rewind
the
it.
good guy, yet I'm still a hero. Wait, that's the same thing.
Yeah, no, you could be the good guy, but you might not always be the hero.
You mean like Natalie Portman in The Professional?
Or Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta.
Or Natalie Portman in that Annihilation movie?
Or Natalie Portman in Thor.
Or Natalie Portman in Thor Dark World?
Or Natalie Portman in that one
Your
movie.
Highness.
Yeah, your Highness. I love me a sword and sorcery movie.
I do
just
too,
don't make
but
it- they just don't make 'em-
that was,
they just
was
don't-
weak.
They just don't make
She was
them
weak.
good anymore at all. They just don't
Like
know
it
how
was,
to make
it
them.
was like, I mean, I'm all for a good pop movie every once in a while, but man, they just ruin them.
They screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, whatever. But no, so you had it was going to be Willem Dafoe and Dolph Lundgren, and that didn't happen. And
Is
then
it Lundgren or Lundgren?
Lundgren? Lundgren. And then
okay.
so they were going to make the movie, and that didn't happen. So it ended up going to John Carpenter.
James Woods.
And then they ended up getting their this is before John Carpenter even joined. This is when it was like a different script. And when John Carpenter joined, he got the movie and everything. They ended up cutting the budget like 2/3 of the budget got cut. That's why it's only $20 million. Or yeah, that's how much the movie was made for, right? Or 50 million. I think it was 50 million, and it only grossed 25 in the States.
Gross.
But then it grossed 45 around, around the worldwide.
So it made its money back.
It made its money back, and I remember. I don't know if Ozzy, if you remember, but I remember the TV commercials for this movie with Beautiful People playing. And that's what made me want to, like the Marilyn Manson song "Beautiful People." It made me really want to watch the movie. And when I saw it, I enjoyed it. Like from the very beginning, it's not a long movie, and it's not a short movie, but it takes advantage of everything. That's I think.
I love how it talks shit about, like other vampire movies. How like, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. It's like this.
Yeah, it deviates a little. Again, it deviates from the story, but it's like it's very similar to all the other movies. Like they don't like garlic. You have to eat the steak to the heart, and sun and night burns them. Crosses don't work, whatever. But it's a very quick movie. You get them introduced. You have a big action scene at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that's where they spent a lot of their money, because after that it becomes a driving movie. Like they're just driving They're just driving. They're just driving from from one place to another, and it's just exposition. The rest of the movie is exposition, but it works because I think James Woods' delivery and his relationship with the new Padre, they treat him like crap, and he's the punching bag. He's
new booty.
Spends most of the time on the floor.
He's the nerd. I think that all that works. That whole thing
new
works.
booty, man. He's new booty.
Which Baldwin is this?
Daniel.
Ugh, such.
Isn't he the one that was on that reality show?
I think he's dead though.
No, he's still alive.
Isn't he the one that died?
No.
Because I know Steven's still alive for some
Research.
reason. I know William is.
I checked, and
is alive.
Daniel Baldwin's still alive. One of the
know.
other Penn is dead. Chris Penn, I don't know. The one from Rush Hour, he's dead.
Yeah.
But
No,
So
but
what?
he's still
I
alive.
like Stephen Baldwin.
But it's William Baldwin, right? Adam.
Yeah, it's
Adam Baldwin's
the-
from Chuck.
this is Daniel Baldwin.
There's too many Baldwins, bro. And they all look the same. Like they all like. This is William Baldwin, right? You said
Huh?
William and Alec look exactly the same. Like him and.
This is Daniel.
Okay, whichever Baldwin, Fat Baldwin. Well, they're all fat now.
Who's the one from Backdraft?
That's
Billy?
William.
Billy Baldwin.
Billy Baldwin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And vampires? Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
There's so many Baldwins.
Biodome. Steven.
That's Steven.
Steven.
That's Barney Rubble.
Yeah, that's right. Barney.
Oh,
Rubble.
God damn you.
That's what I remember. Barney Rubble. Okay,
No,
so
Rick Moranis will always be Barney Rubble to me.
Rick Moranis.
Speaking of Rick
Moranis will always be the guy got punched in New York.
Yeah.
They better catch that guy, by the way, because that
love New
was
York.
Dude,
stupid.
so many people were pissed about it.
I
Dude,
would
come
be-
on,
Yeah.
he just came back to TV. Why you hating him?
Maybe some celebrity should pay for his bail.
Who's Bale? Christian
Like,
Bale?
to punch Rick Moranis.
Why?
I don't know. They're paying
No.
for all the
No one-
criminals
But that's
that
not.
are burning
one-
cities
No,
down.
but that's not. That's not for Black Lives Matter. Apparently, it's part of some prank or some videos on TV where people are recording themselves punching people. I don't know, something like that's. I
There was
don't
nobody
know.
recording but that security camera.
That's what's recorded. They caught it, right? No, so yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
I
pretty
realized it
messed
was
up
like,
there.
I can't put that out there, bro.
Well,
I
did you?
can't put
Okay,
that
so back to vampires,
Bros-
but
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, back to vampires. We have so originally it was gonna be Alec Baldwin, but
It was going to be Eric?
It was gonna be Alec Baldwin, and he decided
William?
no, it was gonna be Alec, and then he couldn't because of scheduling things. He couldn't do it, so he was like, "Hey, but here's my brother."
Looks like me.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Alec Baldwin now, because Alec Baldwin got a little bit bigger.
A little bit?
Yeah. I think he ate his old self,
Maybe he ate his brother.
probably, but
could-
he
could be allergic to shellfish.
maybe, but he's been eating shellfish this whole time.
It's good, man. Don't stop me from eating what I want to eat.
No, so it was supposed to be Alec Baldwin, but he
Let
passed
me
on it.
do me, bro.
And then William, he said, "Oh, but I have a brother." And then they screen test William, and then it worked. Like John Carpenter was like,
Daniel.
"Okay, well, whatever." There's too many
not good.
Baldwins.
I don't know why he recommended him because he's not a good actor.
No, but I think his brother just
He's
needed
not
work.
bad either.
He
though.
just
I mean,
needed to work.
Come on.
Like I can't do it.
guess.
Just give it to my brother. That's what I do
The
all the time.
saving
If I can't
grace,
do it, I'll
the-
give it to Ozzy.
Nice. Hey. Done.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but okay.
Oh.
No, so he gave it to, is it William or Daniel? Daniel, right? I don't
Oh
want
my
to say
Daniel.
William.
Steven.
Yeah,
DB. It's DB, bro. DB.
they gave it to the Baldwin, right? He gave it to the Baldwin because Alec couldn't do it,
All the Baldwins are dead?
and so that happened, and then they screen tested him, and John Carpenter liked him, but he also liked that it felt like him and James Woods had a relationship, like that's how they played it together, and you can kind of get it. Like, I can see it in the movie when they're fighting, and then all of a sudden, don't be gone too long because I miss you, because I worry about you, but he does deliver things real bad. Like that Baldwin is a bad actor.
When he burns himself with a gun.
Yeah, or when he burns himself like with the lighter,
Yeah.
or when he punches the chick. Like
Yeah.
there's and okay, that's another thing about this movie.
Technically dead.
The
So, I mean,
relationship, the relationship between the Baldwin or Montoya and Katrina,
There's a hurricane?
is weird because it's like all of a sudden it's so fast, and then they start making out, and then they're together by the end because she bit him, and now they're both vampires.
So how does the people
Oh.
drink?
That escalated too quickly.
Yeah, I guess.
But
It's like, why am I naked? I gotta find a bite.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
oh,
I
James
cleaned you up.
James Woods caught it right away at the beginning when he
Yeah.
puts her in the truck. He's like, "You been bitten?" Oh, and then he's like, he sees the blood on her leg.
He knows where. He knows where.
But one thing we haven't talked about is Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3. One of the bad guys from Karate Kid 3 plays Valak.
Yeah.
That's all I
Oh,
saw.
that's right.
That's all
That's
I
right.
like.
Yeah,
I
the
d-
greased up guy. He
I
might
couldn't
actually
figure
show-
out where he was in before.
It was Karate
He-
Kid 3.
He might be in season 3. Cobra Kai.
Maybe,
Season 3.
maybe.
might be.
And there's gonna be a season 4.
Yeah, I
just-
know.
they
They've
announced
already
it.
teased it.
They announced season 3 coming January, season 4 coming in the future. Season 5 coming in Baldo's face. Oh, no, I get nothing.
You're not to slow down for that one. I would have taken it.
I know
what?
you would have. I know you would have. We had a whole
Mm.
episode in our podcast about your.
I know.
Casting couch.
My gay porn pass. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It happens.
No, it doesn't. Not to everyone.
Huh?
Only to you. So you know.
I was
but
part of the Lorno.
No, but you. So we're
Light
talking.
porno.
Yeah, I know. So we're talking about Terry Silver. Thomas Ian Griffith, I think is his name, and he really chews up the scenes as Valak because all he does is yell and he broods, and he's really tall. I mean,
He doesn't really say anything.
yeah, other than Jack Crow, he doesn't really
see
have.
I do see Lundgren in it then.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I mean, he is very tall and everything, and very European looking. So that's why I see it. And I could have seen Lundgren as Crow. You're right.
There've been different kind of action.
But I
and
also-
there've been-
I also
probably
feel
involved
that-
a lot of kicks too.
But I also feel that because of the fact that the movie suffered from getting the
Family.
but I do
Victory.
Oh yeah, victory.
yeah I can't
It's Vin Diesel does family.
yeah
Fam.
I forgot.
Can I finish?
Sorry,
Hold on. Can I
Groot.
finish, Ozzy?
What? You thought you
Can
were?
I finish?
Oh, sorry.
Can I finish?
Okay, I'm finished.
Can I finish? Okay. No, so you can see where this movie it was cut from, got their budget cut, because not only does it look low budget or very shoestring budget, but I feel like they might have cut a lot out of this original script where you had exposition or more on Valak. But this is the second character in movies that I know is called Valak. Because
What's the other one?
then Conjuring 2, the nun's name is
Oh,
Valak.
that's right.
Catholics. Ugh.
Yeah, but his name is Jan Valak, a priest. And then they do give a little bit of his backstory, but it would have been cool if they would have shown like instead of talking about it, actually show a flashback to it, because they say that he wasn't priest in in the olden days. He was a priest that he went against the church. They had an exorcism, or they had like a sort of exorcism that failed, and he lost his human body, but became this demon, became the vampire, and he is the first vampire. But another thing in the movie, I don't know if you guys caught it, where they kind of say, Montoya tells Katrina, if we find your maker, we kill him, he does make mention that we can save you. He does tell her that, if they find the killer, they find your parent essentially and kill the parent vampire, you should be cured. But then after they kill Valak, he kills Valak kind of fast, by the way, in a quick fight.
Yeah.
Kind of have to.
And very The Rock style, knocking out a pillar.
Yeah.
I would have, that's completely fabricated, because James Woods would have broken a shoulder.
It wasn't attached. You could tell it wasn't attached.
Yeah,
you
but
could tell.
he's also
still.
man enough to walk it off and fake it. It's not broken.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, come on, it's James Woods.
Yeah, James Woods is badass. Come on.
Says
Have
you.
you not have you not seen Get Shorty or
The Specialist?
Be Cool? Specialist?
I've seen The Specialist. Oh, believe me, I've seen The Specialist.
Yeah, over and over
Yeah.
in slow motion.
Stallone has a sculpted body. No, but I wish they would have given a little bit more background, on Valak, or shot a little bit more. But overall,
I also would have wanted to see the James Woods when he said he had to kill his dad.
Yeah, when he was a kid, and that's also
Yeah.
from the story too. That's also from the book. They they took that stuff, a lot of the stuff from the book. But yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities in the movie. But again, it's not an inflated movie, and it's a movie that moves really quickly.
Yeah, but you think it ruined the pace if they did that?
There would have been a way of doing it. Again, because I think it was cut, 2/3 of the budget was cut. It could have benefited from more money, but then again, it wouldn't have looked like
Better music too.
Well, it was scored by John Carpenter.
Yeah, I know.
It
All I
wasn't-
could hear was Halloween.
But it wasn't bad. It was like a mixture, because every time you heard his scores, not only do you hear Halloween, but you also hear Escape from New York. You hear all these other things, because his sound is exactly the same. I mean, the difference, you don't hear Big Trouble in Little China in there, but that'd be weird. But it's not a bad score. I found myself liking it. It's very and again, John Carpenter wanted to make a Western. He's always wanted to make a Western.
Yeah.
And he got
That's
to
why
make,
he took the
yeah,
movie.
Yeah, and it's not. It's a good mixture, because it is technically a Western, very much. Yeah, very not modern. I mean, it's super, because it's the 90s, but it is a Western. But it is very much like a group of cowboys come to town to take on the outlaws. That's what it felt like. And then James Woods is the guy with no name that comes and he has to destroy the vampires.
What is this, Kung Fu now?
That's what that's what it kind of was, because it's a
Blondie.
Western. Yeah, he was very much playing that character. And I keep saying this, it works. It's a fun movie to watch. I enjoyed it. Even now watching it, I remember I liked it when it was in theaters, and when I watched it last night, I'm like, man, this is still a good movie. Its pacing is very well paced. It's not inflated. It does suffer from lack of growth on
Money.
people, and lack of money. But overall, it's a movie that I would watch again. I don't know about this. I know that there's 2 other sequels to it, and one of which was produced.
John Jovi.
Yeah, but that's the only one that was produced by John Carpenter, because the last one, they just released it. It wasn't produced by John Carpenter. But I heard the John Bon Jovi one sucks,
I haven't seen
because
it.
it was direct to DVD.
Yeah, it was.
So both of them were direct to DVD, except for the first one.
Did he sing "Shot to the Heart"?
You Gave Love a Bad Name, you mean?
Well, that's what the lyric says.
Yeah,
For vampires.
shot through the heart. And
Whatever.
to blame.
You can tell how much I love that music.
And you're from his hometown.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I may
Jay-Z.
live in it, but I'm not.
From it.
I'm not from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jersey Rat. So
Bada bing, bada bing. Go.
yeah, no. So I highly recommend, like, being that this is being released in October, and we're talking about horror movies. This one does have a lot more gore than a lot of other John Carpenter movies. It does have more gore in it.
The Thing.
Yeah, but that one has more monsters other than like gore. Like this one has the guy getting sliced in half, like at the hotel.
An arm goes through a body.
Through his stomach, and then he gets sliced in half. And you have old ladies getting their throats slit. You have priests getting their head cut off.
Oh yeah.
And all and then
Dude, those guys are
Valak
like
still,
crazy partiers too.
And Valak still has
The
time to go
priests,
down on
yeah.
a chick.
Yeah.
Valak still has enough time to go down on Katrina.
Yeah.
That was
It's
quick.
like, I'm trying to hide this bite. Where are you
Uh-huh.
gonna hide it?
I'll
I'm not
show
gonna
you.
tell you.
No, and then I mean, that whole party scene was kind of gratuitous, but
That just reminded me when William Baldwin gets bit on the neck.
You mean Daniel?
No, Steven, when he gets bit and he grabs him and he gets bit and then
Are you really gonna go
She
through all the
pulls-
Baldwins?
and he
she
like grabs
pulls
her
away,
head, he
and
grabs,
then he goes
and his head, his eyes go crossed, like he just busted.
Man,
uh,
Alec is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Dick. It's Daniel, bro. Come on.
It's a Baldwin. It's the Baldwin no one knows because we obviously don't really remember his name.
I
Oh,
did.
Dr. Drew. He was in that Dr. Drew reality show.
Addiction,
Yeah, I think
the
that's what
Celebrity
it was.
Rehab.
Yeah. I think he was gonna throw down with Busey. No,
Good
no, I don't remember. He was gonna fight somebody.
I know in one of those seasons, Tim Conway. What was it? No, what the dude,
Kaniki.
That's Steven Dorff.
yeah, Kaneki. His
Yeah.
name?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's who he was gonna fight. Kaneki.
He was like on those seasons, what, 2-3 times, I think.
He was trying to get the
Yeah.
hickey from Kaneki.
Crazy. Yeah.
R.I.P. Kaneki.
He was cruising
he's
for a
died.
bruising.
That he don't be dead, boy.
No, but I think in reading what the story of the book was, I think it's because the differences between the book and the movie Vampires, right? Here you have a group of mercenaries. Well, not mercenaries. They're hired by the Catholic Church to fight vampires, right? In the book, they're a group that eventually becomes a company that is so their job is to kill vampires.
I had really
And they get
needed
paid
you
for
to
it
go
instead
and,
of working for the
and
Catholic.
kill the vampires, no?
Yeah,
He does have a logo on the van.
yeah, and I think that's what it is. It's like Vampires Incorporated or something like that. Like it's just exterminators, right? That's what their job is in the book. And yeah, that priest
Who
was
are you gonna call?
the cardinal. The cardinal was a throwaway character. Like that wasn't like trying to do a twist in the movie, which you saw coming like from a mile away. But
The guy's a padre. He's a padre.
but he was also underused. Like no real like
I think the Cardinals.
he got
should've
no
been one of the bad
lines.
guys.
He really got no real love in this movie. I feel this was a consequence of getting their budget cut, possibly getting the script switched up because of the budget. But I could have done without the Cardinal. I would have enjoyed a little bit more. Like they say there's 7 other masters that show up. Where did they show up from? What's the purpose of them being there? Like there's a lot
Yeah.
of questions that are left because
They were there for the cross. They
Yeah,
wanted
but-
to walk into the daylight.
But it was only going to be Valak that was getting it so far. Like the blood was drank by Valak. The exorcism was being performed. If they would have gone, it would have only been Valak that got it.
That's the point.
Mm.
But
Maybe if he got it, the rest were gonna get it.
But I think
I think and
no,
anybody
because,
it could be anybody he turned after he
yeah,
got
because
it.
that's what the Cardinal said. The Cardinal said that I'll be the first one that he turns that can walk in the sun. So I don't know what the point of the other masters were there. They was just backup. Call my boys, son. Called the boys. But
That's
no.
right.
But no, and then they also don't show that the Padre and James Woods actually kill the rest of the nest.
No, but don't they die after the main vampire dies?
No, again,
Valak?
they don't, because then Katrina would have died, and then Billy Baldwin would have died too.
I guess.
It's just, it's still a good movie,
Yes.
even though I have
Yeah.
these
There's
questions.
still- yeah.
It's still an enjoyable movie, but
Man, you guys sound upset about the movie. Like, oh,
no, it's
that's
still
right.
it's
Yeah,
still an
now
enjoyable.
that- I wasn't thinking about
God
that. That's
damn
why
it.
now that he brings it up, I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Damn. And they
What did I just
deleted
watch?
they deleted the scene in which they molested little boys in the
No,
Catholic
they
church.
would you just, bro. Why would you bring that up? That's disgusting. What's wrong
That's
with you?
what the-
Netflix didn't produce it.
But again, like this movie, I would have, this one goes on par with, I think after this one, John Carpenter made Ghost from Mars, which is also not a bad movie with Natasha
Ice Cube.
Henstridge and Ice Cube. Because that went
Yeah.
again to another like type of action movie with horror elements in it. And I think
Yeah.
that's where John Carpenter worked a lot better. Instead of trying to make a sci-fi movie, off of a classic that he has, Escape from New York, instead of making Escape from LA, take another property and make something new. And I think and make it more of an action horror, and that worked. It definitely, his action horrors are way better than like Resident Evil Apocalypse, because the second one is not that great. But it all, like in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, that's the kind of movies we were getting at that time. Like a lot of them were very similar. Horror movies had to incorporate some sort of action. And that's just the way things were. But I think Vampires just does it well, even though it's a bunch of old dudes. Especially, James Woods is like 95 years old or something in this movie, and he's still like throwing down with a like 9 foot tall vampire.
Not really throwing down, because even like in the first scene where his whole team is getting killed, he's just standing in the doorway watching them get killed
And
with
then-
his gun, and he's like, "Should I or should I not
And then
go in there?"
and then he
I'm
then
not
he,
joining
then he,
in,
then he
nuh-uh.
dives then he dives towards his bow, and he
Oh,
stabs
yeah, yeah.
himself in the shoulder.
Yeah,
Total old guy move. Total old guy move.
that's right.
That's James Woods for you.
Yeah, the mahogany, the teak.
Yeah, but again, his improv in this movie is really good because he is funny. He is
Yeah,
funny in the movie.
I think he is the saving grace of this movie.
yeah,
Fish fonts and everything.
His character.
yeah, Jack Crow. He's angry, but he's quick. He's quick-witted, and I know it's the character probably wasn't written to be that way, but James Woods really did make the character be that character. Quick-witted
I
action
think he
old
is
man.
that character. That's why.
He wasn't
no, one
acting.
told, no one told him they were making a movie. They just kind of said,
He just started.
"Hey, come on,
He was just stabbing
hang out
people.
with this dude dressed up as a priest." And
He was just
Yeah.
stabbing
Here it
people.
goes.
Oh wait, there's vampires in this movie. And he's just been stabbing people this whole time. But I mean, again, this movie has gained, I'm assuming, some sort of cult status because it's very liked now, but it wasn't liked when it came out. Like it
people
went
who
from
didn't
it
like it
went
at the
from
beginning are assholes.
it came out on October 30th, so day before Halloween. Of course, a movie with vampires that's coming out on Halloween that has no other movies other than Pleasantville or something like that. At that
That's
time,
a horror movie.
yeah, like other
Hey,
than
Pleasantville's good though. I like that. I like Pleasantville.
yeah, it's not a bad movie. No, but I'm saying like it's a horror movie that had no other competition. Of course, really being released on Halloween.
Wait,
was-
who are the brother and sister in Pleasantville?
Reese
Tobey
Witherspoon and
Maguire
Tobey
Reese
Maguire.
Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon.
Mhm.
Okay.
John Witherspoon and Tobey Maguire.
John, you got to coordinate.
No, they had no competition. So of course it came out at number
Bang,
one.
bang, 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 bang.
It was number one that weekend because it was Halloween. But then after that, it got knocked down to number 8. So it didn't make money. And I know it leads. It has like 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. It
Fuck those guys.
it doesn't. It when it came out, it wasn't liked. It wasn't enjoyed. But I guess people who watch it now. People who watched it then were probably younger. Now when they watch it, they get a lot more of the humor and a lot more of the stuff that's talking about. The Strata Chocolata. Don't Google that, guys. Don't Google that. But it's like works now. Like people like it now. People do enjoy
damn
it.
it. Seriously?
And it was released. I don't think it ever got the special features type of release. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But I never saw it on like Blu-ray. I've only ever seen it on streaming now.
I think it is on Blu-ray.
Oh, I know it is on Blu-ray, but I don't know if it has special features. Because even if you try to YouTube stuff, there's really no special features, no conversations with John Carpenter. But I know when John Carpenter was alive and he was performing, he's alive right now. He's died. He's died.
No, he's alive.
Okay.
John
know-
Carpenter? Yeah.
No, didn't he die?
No.
Wait,
That's
that was
our
Craven. Wes Craven.
Wes Craven, yeah, Wes Craven.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Died in his sleep. No,
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about Chode? The Taint?
Huh?
yeah, you had to look. You
As
really
you
looked
do
it
really
up.
Google
You
it.
Googled it. The
I was
Strata-
like,
the Strata
I was like,
Chocolata.
Don't Google it.
Yeah,
I
and
was
then you
like,
still have to
don't
do
say
it.
don't do it. Now I gotta.
It's the Strata Chocolata. They'll bend you over and make you lick your Strata Chocolata. That's what he says in the movie, right?
All right.
But no, and a
Quick
lot
Ron
of-
Jeremy
Jeremy
too.
used to do it.
yeah,
Huh?
Quickly. He says it really quick.
yeah. He's like shooting them. He's just
Yeah.
shooting
Yeah.
all these things.
Spitballing.
Yeah, and it works. But
Yeah, you know, it reminds me of Alec Baldwin in The Departed. When he's talking about going out for a smoke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
William was good in that.
yeah, Steven
Yeah,
was
this is
great in that movie.
That you guys are dicks.
Yeah,
I was like, it's fucking Alec. You leave Alec alone.
sure. So no,
Him
but
as
but
Piggy.
again, now people people like this. People really do like this movie, and this movie did reach cult status. It made more money after when it came out in on VHS and DVD and Blu-ray and whatever. So it's a nice it's a cool movie to watch during the Halloween season. And it's one of those where if you've never seen it and you watch it, it's dope. It's like it's cool. It's like it's a time capsule with a young old James Woods.
Young yet still old.
Somehow he's like probably in his 50s, but he looks like he's in his 70s.
Where his
But-
face looked kind of like leather, but not really.
Yeah, or like smooth leather.
Yeah, it's like the weird lambskin.
It's because of that dyed hair. It makes him look even older.
Yeah,
You can tell.
he just looks old. He just looked old in this movie, but
It reminds me of when
but his
Grandpa
character,
dyed his hair.
but his character's not bad.
Ugh,
But his character's
remember
not
that.
bad. I don't remember that.
I know you don't.
But his character's not bad. And again, this movie's not bad. I highly recommend watching Vampires. John Carpenter's Vampires.
Say John Carpenter's.
John Carpenter's Vampires.
Because your face
Carpenter's.
went.
John Carpenter's
They're
Vampires.
Carpenters.
Said John Carpenter's. John.
Really? Really?
Yeah, you did that.
It's the stroke.
Alec Baldwin's.
It's- yeah.
I hate you guys so much
Yeah.
right now.
Well, this has been a good episode. I enjoyed it. I will always talk about John Carpenter's Vampires on this episode. Like and subscribe.
Because you always like to talk about
So
my
next
mahogany
week,
teak.
so next week,
Yeah.
John Carpenter's
John
Vampires.
Carpenter's Vampires Part 2. Another 35 minutes of us talking about John Carpenter's Vampires.
Reawakening.
No,
Of Stephen
we're-
Baldwin.
We're talking about John Carpenter's Vampires 2, Los Muertos, with John Bon Jovi.
Oh, no.
Edgar's hero, John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, that's right.
New Jersey's own John Bon Jovi.
New Jersey's own.
It's My Life's John Bon Jovi.
The Boss, Part 2.
Yeah.
God damn it.
The supervisor. He's called the supervisor because you have the boss. He's the supervisor.
He's employee of the month. Come on.
Yeah, probably.
I'll take Sinatra over Bon Jovi.
But Sinatra abandoned
But you're-
Jersey
you're-
because
you're closer
he
to-
loves New York.
You're closer to Frankie Valley.
That's true.
You should
Right
take
next
Frankie
door.
Valley. Yeah,
It's okay. You're closer to Richie Valens.
that's
fine.
true. This is true.
That's true. Actually.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. I'm close to
Mhm.
Danny Trejo,
That's
Huh?
living legend, Danny Trejo.
inmate number 1.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I saw. I bought it, Dick. Of course, I've
Doesn't mean
seen
you
that.
I've bought a bunch of things too that I've never seen.
Like your underwear, new underwear.
There you go. See,
So-
but I've bought it.
Disgusting. Well, this has been a good episode.
'Cause I
Like
wear
and
'em
subscribe.
front side,
Has it?
Watch
Inside Out.
Watch Vampires.
back and forth.
Watch Big Hero 6 apparently because Ozzy's obviously quoting Big Hero 6.
If you haven't seen it, you're
Like
an
and
asshole.
subscribe. This has been Vinny.
It's Ozzy.
And Edgar.
We'll see you guys next week.
Oh, I mean the name, that thing here, thing.
See you around, kid.
Bye, Felicia.
He's looking at you, kid.
In case I don't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.